Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Awaken to IELTS, IELTS every day. Today we're moving into something very important for your IELTS score. Speaking, part 1, talking about people you know. Now remember, the speaking test has 3 parts. The first part, speaking part 1, you don't have time to make notes. They'll ask you questions about your job, your hobbies, or, as we're going to cover today, your relationships, your family. Not necessarily relationships. Don't think boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Of course, you can mention them, but they're not going to be asking personal questions, just talking about your colleagues and your family, your friends, the people in your life. Now, here's the key. This topic comes up very, very often in IELTS. So basically, I'm saying don't go into your test unprepared for being able to talk about this. Now, this is how you are getting prepared. You're watching these videos. You're practicing, I hope. Remember, on an evening, just 5 minutes a day would really boost your score if you just recorded yourself on your phone using the handout that I'm giving you today. And also it'd be great if you come to the classes online or in person as well. So sometimes the examiner for part 1 will ask you directly, tell me about your family. Or it might be indirectly, which means they might say something like, do you prefer spending time alone or with others? So if you can answer this topic well, you're already improving your IELTS score. But again, why does this matter in real life? Well, life is not just about IELTS. In real life, in English-speaking cultures, talking about family and friends is normal small talk. And people will ask, do you have a big family? Are you close to your parents? They're just interested. So today, as in every day, we're not just learning for a test, you're learning how to connect with people. So let's have an awaken moment. Before we begin, think about this. Who do you feel most comfortable with in your life? Not who you are closest to, who you feel most comfortable with. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. I don't know. But you can pause the video and have a little think. See if you can talk about that in English. Record yourself on your phone and then listen to yourself. How did you talk? Did you say, or big pauses in between sentences? Or did you just speak from the heart fluently? That's all the examiner's looking for, really, giving details and feelings. So let's learn how to talk about that in English. So speaking part 1 is easy personal questions about your life. And it'll be for 4 to 5 minutes long. The examiner wants natural answers, clear ideas, and some detail. Not one-word answers, not memorized speeches. Don't try and memorize. Bad answer to the question, do you have a big family? Yes. You're going to get a really low score. Good answer, yes, I come from a relatively small family. I have one brother and we're quite close. We get on well. We do some things together. We watch movies together and go to the gym, whatever. So you're talking about it simply, naturally. Adding that extra little detail is making your score get higher. For speaking part 2, you get common questions, and then you'll get a minute to prepare about a different topic. We'll go into part 2 more further in this video series. And then part 3 will be expanding on part 2 topic. For example, if part 2 was about travel in your city, part 3 might be about travel in your country or the environmental effects of tourism or something like that. But anyway, let's get down to speaking part 1, which we're concerned of in this video. Question number 1, do you have a big family? A good answer could be something like this. I would say I have a relatively small family. There are only 4 of us, and we're quite a close-knit family. So we spend a lot of time together, eating, watching TV shows, going out for visits and walks together. Question 2, are you close to your family? A good answer might be, yes, I'm close to my family, especially my parents. We get along really well, and they're very supportive in everything I do. Question number 3, do you prefer spending time with family or friends? When you get asked these questions, you can pause, you can look the other way, think and make it look like you're thinking, I think it depends, but I probably prefer spending time with my friends because we have a lot in common. However, I also enjoy being with my family, especially during holidays. Question 4, who is your closest friend? My closest friend is someone I've known for many years. We have a lot in common, and we usually spend time together at weekends. And when we're not together, we often message each other, send each other little videos we've seen on YouTube and things like that. So we keep a lot of contact. Question 5. Do you still keep in touch with your old friends? Model answer. Yes, I do. Even though with some of them we don't see each other very often, we still keep in touch through social media and messaging apps. So you can go back to them questions, pause, and try to answer in your own way. Practice makes perfect. Actually, practice might not make perfect, but it will make you better. Nobody's perfect. How to upgrade your answers, move up your scores. How to improve your scores quickly. Just add one extra detail. Instead of saying, I have a big family, say, I have a big family and we often spend time together. Use the vocabulary I gave you in day 1 of relationships. Close-knit, supportive, get along, have a lot in common. Use simple linking words, and, because, so, however, and that's it. Keep it simple. Mini practice. Now it's your turn. Answer these questions. Even if you practiced the questions before, practice again. Are you close to your family?
Stop.
Do you prefer friends or family?
Stop.
Who is your best friend?
Stop.
Pause the video and practice. Try and speak for 2 to 3 sentences each. In English-speaking cultures, we usually keep answers friendly and positive. You don't need deep problems, emotional stories. Just keep things natural, simple, and real answers. In your speaking, it's much easier to talk from the heart and the truth than it is to lie. If you can't think of stuff to say, you can lie because the examiner doesn't really know, but it's easier to tell the truth. It's just easier. So, there we go. Good job today. Today you learned how to answer IELTS speaking part 1, questions about relationships. Tomorrow we'll practice listening to a real conversation between friends. Remember, practice on your phone. Listen to yourself. Check yourself. You don't need a teacher for this. Do you speak simply? Do you speak naturally? Do you speak about your life? Do you add details? Stop giving one-word answers. Add one idea. Boost your score for IELTS speaking instantly. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.